So today I'm going to be talking or giving a tutorial on how to configure NoIP Dynamic DNS server with their free domain name and how to configure pfSense Dynamic DNS Client. And this also was a request of one of my friends / I would also say team member. But anyway, let's get to it. So I already have an account. I have no domain names. I'm going to go to Dynamic DNS, no IP host names. And the first thing I need to do is create a new host name here. Right now it's blank. I have nothing. So I'm going to create a new host name. In this first field, I'm going to type in a host name that I think fits best for my application. T4Y, tag for you. I'm going to use one of their free domain names they have here. They have many other free domain names. Choose whatever works best for you. For me, this first one is perfect. D stands for Dynamic Domain Name System. But anyway, let's continue. As for record type, keep it at this record type. I don't want to go too detailed for this tutorial. Basically, I'm going to explain quickly. Record A, and this is not the best naming scheme here, but basically record A is IP version 4 entry or record. So basically, if you ping or a web browser requests a website, the DNS server or NS server, name server will reply back with the IP record A4. But anyway, I don't want to go too off the topic. As for the IP address, I'm not going to enter anything here. I'm going to keep it, what's already here. And everything else, I'll leave it the same. And yeah, hit create hostname. This creates a hostname. It autofills the IP address, shows me what record this is, record A, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to modify this actually. I'm going to enter in here Google's DNS IP address for here. I'm going to update the hostname or this particular record. You can see it's been updated here or changed. And I'm going to copy this. Should use the keyboard. I'm going to open up command prompt and I'm going to ping to it. And as you can see, the ping replies back, or the DNS server replies back with this IP address that I just entered. So I know that it's already working basically at this point. Now I'm going to configure this host name inside my Dynamic DNS client for my pfSense box. It's pretty easy if you know what you're doing. So I'm going to go to services and I'm going to click Dynamic DNS right here. And I love how it says right here, Dynamic DNS client, because that's what technically this is. It's a client. It's not a server. It's a client. So I'm going to add a new dynamic, entry here. And basically, first thing first, I need to select under service type. I think they should rename this. It should be like provider name. I'm going to select no IP basically. I want to point out pfSense supports a large selection of different providers when it comes to dynamic DNS. You can even do custom here. But anyway, I'm going to select specifically no IP free because I'm using a free version here. As for the interface to monitor, if you have, let's say, more than one interface when it comes to WAN interfaces, internet, you might want to select it here, or if you have a group, you might want to select the group. Most people that are doing this are going to have a basic infrastructure or basic topology. Just keep it at WAN when it comes to your internet side. As for the host name, here you want to enter the full subdomain name. You don't want to enter just the hostname portion like this. You want to enter the whole subdomain name. It's really important. MX record, everything else we're ignoring. It's not part of the tutorial. Now for the username. For the username, you enter the exact same username you used for log me in. As for the password, you entered the exact same password as for no IP dashboard account. Now I'm just going to add a description here, pretty basic description, test. Hit save. I don't want to save that. And the moment I save this, this will update the record. So after saving it, you'll get Up status, you get the interface you're using, you get the provider name, you get the host name, and you get your IP. You get the description name, and the moment I ping this host name again, it has the new IP address. And if I go to my dashboard here and I refresh it, I also have a new IP address here. And yeah, that's basically how you do it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new. And for those who wants to stay a little bit longer, I want to show some additional information as well. Okay, so there's a program I like to use internally here called DNS Viewer. Basically, it will check, see what records are configured for that particular DNS record, or specifically domain name you're looking up. So I'm gonna run it right now. I'm gonna extract it, blah, 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 run it. So you'll be greeted with this for the first time. And I'm gonna enter here google.com. And I wanna use all these records. I'm gonna hit OK. So look how many records they have. They have 4 name servers. These are basically DNS servers for failover. They have 1 MX record. This is used for email exchanges. So basically, when you're sending an email, the other email server that you're using knows how to get Google's email server and where to send that email. So we can see the host name, we can see the IP address of that server. We can also see, obviously, the A record. So this is the IP address of the website, basically. We can see version 6 IP address here as well. We can see, I forgot what this is. It's like a certificate thing, like a serial number. And we can see bunch of text records as well. So just to give you an example, there is way more records. This is not even everything. There's way more records available out there if you Google that are available on much more fancier DNS systems or NS systems, basically. For example, just for the heck of it, I'm going to take this record and I'm going to copy this IP address. This is the A record. I'm going to open up in our browser, and instead of entering a host name, I'm just going to enter an IP address, and look, it opens up Google for me and actually also redirects me to their official domain name. You can see right here. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, once again, I hope you learned something new, and see you again.